Hello, my name is Tim. My company is Sports and Touring and we are Jaguar F-Type specialists. It is a particular privilege and pleasure to introduce you to this car. You may already know that I have a very soft spot for the early production V8Rs, rear-wheel drive, 550 supercharged horsepower, near supercar performance, matched with the amazing handling and agility that the F-Type design delivers, all adding up to the most amazingly intoxicating experience behind the wheel. And it is a real delight to have another one. This example, low mileage, good history in Loire blue, also known as dark sapphire blue, with chrome pack and sitting on beautiful diamond turned gyrodyne wheels. Let's take a look around. Whether you view it from the front or the rear, from the side or from one of the quarter angles, the Jaguar F-Type is a stunningly good-looking thing. The sleek aerodynamic form, the compound curves, the items of detail, the way the F-Type design nods at the forebears that the car enjoys in Jaguar's glorious history of car production and design and engineering and racing and sporting. And yet it's a design which unquestionably can only be the F-Type. This is not a car that gets mistaken for other vehicles on the road. The design is exclusively its own. And then this particular example looks just so beautiful. Dark sapphire or Loire blue, with chrome pack, the window surrounds and side vents, and sitting on these glorious 20-inch gyrodyne wheels. It's a sumptuous feast for the eyes. It's been a car that's obviously been looked after, cared for. The mileage and history tell us that this has been a vehicle cherished by its previous owners and kept for weekends and special occasions, not a daily driver. Inside and out, it's fabulous, and the optional equipment on the car as well makes for a very luxurious experience. Let's take a look inside. The car's supplied, of course, with 2 remote key fobs and the original owner's book pack, but one of the extra cost options is keyless entry. And so long as you have the key somewhere about your person, just tapping on the button there unlocks the car, enables the power fold mirrors to move into position, and we can take a look inside. And it's a beautiful cockpit. Immediately you notice another extra cost option, the illuminated tread plate there with the Jaguar logo. This gorgeous door card, which is, I dare say, pretty well perfect. The little badge there tells us that we have Meridian surround sound, the very top specification sound package, and the full 16-way electric memory seats with side bolsters and lumbar support. Inside the cockpit, there are these beautiful performance seats in jet leather with contrast white stitching, and they feature, of course, the R logo embossed into the headrest. Sitting down into the F-Type, always a glorious thing to do. As you immerse yourself in this environment, its science and technology and its art and its design all together. The beautiful touches like this grip between the driver's area and the passenger's area of the car, the gorgeous shift stick, the black pack which gives us these beautiful graphite switches. Everything is very good looking indeed. In terms of detail around, well, between the 2 headrests we've got a useful little cubby hole there. Under the centre armrest there is the CD player, of course, USB socket, 12-volt socket, and the auxiliary input for the sound system. Under the cover here, the twin cup holders. And in order to explore the centre console, let's fire up the supercharged V8 and listen to the engine note for a moment, and you'll see the little flying display from the instrument binnacle and then the centre air vent rising up into position. lovely noise. The engine over revs for a little while in order to protect the catalytic converters. You see the caption there which tells us that we've got automatic headlights on this car. I'll just clear the low fuel level warning there. And we'll continue our exploration of the center console with the Eco Stop Start button. The button for the spoiler, it comes up at 70, goes down at 54, but you can put it up manually with that button, for example, to clean the car. Traction control off, and the switched active sports exhaust button. So if you want to give the car a fruitier noise from the exhaust, just activate that. Or putting it into dynamic mode also opens the exhaust valves. There's the electronic parking brake, of course, with hill start assist, and this beautiful shift stick with the little trigger on the front. Operate that to put it into drive, and then from drive we can put it sideways into sport. In sport we can shift up and down using the shift stick, or of course my personal preference is to use the flappy paddles on the steering wheel, which enable you to keep hold of the wheel, keep the car under 100% control at all times while shifting gear. Back over here to the center console, we'll go back into drive and look at the driving mode switch. The moment we're in standard mode, we can flick the switch forward for rain, ice and snow mode. That calms the car down. It's a powerful rear wheel drive car with wide tyres. Could be a bit of a handful in snow, for example, but this mode changes the car's dynamics and makes it much easier to drive in those conditions. Back into normal mode, and then we go into dynamic driving mode, and we can see that confirmed on the dashboard with the caption that says dynamic mode confirmed, and the instrument binnacle backlighting turns red as well. One of the extra features on the car, in fact, is dynamic eye. So while we're in dynamic driving mode, tapping that there enables us to set up our own choice of gear shift, engine, steering and suspension, and use either our setup or the factory setup. Also on this page, maybe it's a bit of fun, maybe you're going to use it for a track day, there is of course a stopwatch with lap timer, G-meter and pedal motion tracker with graph as well. We'll pop the car back into normal driving mode and have a look at the climate control system here. So the temperature can be dialed in for the driver and passenger. We've got air conditioning with recirculation, and amongst the extra cost options, the electrically heated front windscreen with those little elements which clear the screen so swiftly in the winter if there's ice or any kind of dampness around. Back up to the infotainment, and we'll go to the home screen where we can see that we've got audio and video selections. There's a wide range of those available, including FM and AM radio, DAB radio, and under the source button, Bluetooth, iPod, DVD, CD, aux and USB inputs. And when you play a CD in this car, you can store that into the car's built-in memory. It's like having a jukebox in the car, and then recall it and play it back from that memory when you wish. Back to the home screen, and we see we have, of course, satellite navigation. Very clear, very well enunciated. It's easy to zoom in and out on the map and to put your destination in and follow the directions and so forth. Back to the home screen again, we have of course Bluetooth telephony, no phone connected at the moment, but it's very crisp and clear when you do use it. On the buttons we can go to the climate control, where we can select where the airflow comes through, and the climate settings are behind there as well, of course. A button there to activate the parking sensors. They come on when you reverse the car, but if, for example, you're driving forwards into a restricted space, just tapping that button will activate the front sensors and give you that alert as you approach the thing in front of the nose of the car. Mode switches between the modes of the audio system. Phone takes you to the Bluetooth, of course. Audio video takes you again into the sources, and the nav button there takes you straight to satellite navigation. All very user-friendly and a nice crisp clear display. Over on the steering wheel, the left-hand thumb pad has the infotainment controls and Bluetooth telephone button. The left-hand stalk has the automatic headlamps, and over on the right, under the thumb, we've got the heated steering wheel button. Again, brilliant for cold weather. I should have mentioned, by the way, of course, heated seats in this car. And we've also got the cruise control and active speed limiter there, and the rain sensitive wipers over on the right hand stalk. And down here by my right knee, you can just see the buttons for the boot release and rear fog light, and the dimmer for the instrument binnacle as well. It's a beautifully well organised cockpit. It's a great place to sit in, whether you're stationary or moving, and just such sumptuous artistry about the design that adds so much pleasure. And I should add, by the way, that up here in the roof we've got this enormous panoramic sunroof with a blind that slides across if it's getting too hot. It's a huge area of glass and really gives the car a very spacious feel when you're on the road. Everything, by the way, in stunningly good condition. No scratches, no marks, no blemishes, nothing out of the order that you would expect from a very fine vehicle indeed. Let's switch the engine off and take a look in the boot. I'm amazed by the options on this car. It has almost every available option at the time that it was configured, including the powered tailgate. So a press on the remote or on the button just under the tailgate lid there, and the tailgate moves up out of the way on its struts to reveal over 300 litres of boot space. Provided that you pack soft-sided bags and you don't try to put hard-sided suitcases in here, it's plenty of room for an extended trip away. Friends of mine did 7 weeks down through Europe in their F-Type without any trouble. Under this panel here, there's this handy stowage where you could put your various driving belongings. And again, everything is in very fine condition indeed. No nasty marks, no odours, no sign there have been pets in here, for example. It's in very fine condition indeed. And again, to close, either with the remote or just on this button here, and the power tailgate slides and then locks in position. We always enable two-stage unlocking on the F-Types that we have in stock. So the first button push unlocks only the driver's door and deploys the mirrors, of course. And you need a second button push for safety and security to unlock the passenger door. And that reveals the beautiful Jaguar logo on the door handle and enables us to open the door and look again at a door card which I dare say is perfect, totally unblemished. The tread plate with the illuminated Jaguar logo has hardly a mark on it, and again the whole cockpit, the dashboard, center console, carpet mat, and the beautiful performance seat in jet leather are in perfect order. Really, this car is a tremendous credit to its previous keepers. Under the bonnet, and there is Jaguar's supercharged 5-litre V8 engine, driving this F-Type from 0 to 60 in just 4.2 thrilling seconds, and on to a top speed which is artificially limited at 186 miles per hour. As you can see, everything under the bonnet in stunning order. It's all crisp and clean and correct. I should say very good service history with this F-Type. It's done super low miles, very little used in recent years. We've just put it through a service with Marshall Jaguar in Newbury, who look after us so fabulously well. Everything working perfectly. It's passed all of our inspections and tests without issue, and it is a delight to have it here ready to go for its next owner. So thank you very much indeed for watching. It's been a real pleasure to show you this beautiful F-Type V8R. We're Sports and Touring. We're just outside Andover in Hampshire, open 7 days a week by appointment only. You're very welcome to telephone, email or WhatsApp if you've got any questions, or if you'd like to see this car in person or by video call. It'll be our pleasure to send you a link to the Google Drive. That's an online folder with higher resolution photos of the car, which you can zoom in on, and PDF copies of important documents. If you've got a vehicle to dispose of, it'll be our pleasure to give you good advice about the best way to achieve the maximum value with the minimum inconvenience. And if you'd like to chat about finance, then we can do that as well. We're authorised and regulated by the FCA, and we work with a really excellent broker. Do please take a few moments to read our reviews in Auto Trader. I'm so proud of the things our previous customers say about us. And I'll close by saying thank you again. Feel free to like and subscribe to us here on YouTube if you wish, and we'll look forward to hearing from you very soon.